Hi, this is Jack from Alpha Charts with a stocks to watch video. Today is March 21st, 2021. Before we get started, this is for educational purposes only. This is not recommendations to buy, sell, or hold any stock or security. And I may hold positions in some of the equities mentioned. Know your time frame and risk tolerance. Also, if you like these videos, please like and subscribe. And you can also find me on Twitter at AlphaTrends365. I do appreciate any comments. I do like to respond to them. Also, if you share this video by retweeting it or sharing it or whatever, I do appreciate that too. All right, let's get started. Quick overview of the indexes, and let's just take a look. Big picture stuff. We have the double bottom, we have the breakout, we have the normal retracement, and now we have this area of contention or importance, right? This, 300 to 297. This is where we stopped. It was also the measured move down that I've talked about in the past. So what's going to happen next? Nobody knows. But here are some possibilities, right? So one possibility is that this is an inverse head and shoulders, and it's going to make the right side shoulder, and it's going to break out, and the bull trend is back on. The other option is maybe this makes a double bottom, right? And we go down here, and it has, kind of curves out a little bit back over here. Maybe it undercuts, and then bull market's back on. Great. Those are two bullish scenarios. The third scenario is that this is some type of bear flag or something, and we're going to go lower. Who knows? I'm still in the bullish camp because I think longer term the trend is higher. When you look at some of the longer EMAs. Also, here's a VWAP from the start of this new uptrend, and it has held also. So, as this continues to rise, I am, continue to be bullish longer term. Again, nobody knows what's going to happen, but those are just my thoughts. Okay, let's get into some charts because that's why you are here. I have 33 total for you today, and I've wasted 2 minutes talking about this, so let's keep going. All right. First one is DraftKings. As you can see, this has been, actually I like my 23 on here and get rid of the 150. Okay. DraftKings. Yeah, this broke out, kind of came back. We'll call this a sort of retest, broke below, shakeout, right? Big time shakeout right here. And now it's starting to move higher, and it closed right at all-time highs, right? So in all this pullback, DraftKings is closing all-time highs, good accumulation volume. This looks like it wants higher. Its brother Penn National Gaming, not as strong as DraftKings, but still a very strong-looking name, has held up incredibly well, and really is just consolidating in this area above this potential support. So as long as it stays above 107, I like this name also. SLQT. This was from the IPO, and it broke out, came back, retested hard, and now it's back above over this level again. So as long as it stays over this level, we'll call it 28.50. Somewhere around there, 28.75, 28.50. As long as it stays over that level, I think that select quote looks really good. MFE. So this one is a developing pattern. You can see it's got this, we'll call it double bottom or just base type of look to it. Some nice volume coming in recently, so I definitely like that. Big move up here, 27%, and now it's kind of consolidating these gains. So I think MFE could go much higher. TXG, back on this list. I was watching this way back here. Never got involved with it, and now it's kind of been chopping around. Had a couple rough sessions, but has rebounded quickly on some good volume. So I do like the way that this looks. If it gets, and stays above 166 or so, I may even say, bring it down to 160-ish. But whatever your risk tolerance is, do that, obviously. But this looks good. It's starting to, trend back up. You see the 23-day moving up. Good volume. Looks good. AXNX. This one's a little bit looser of a chart. And you see it's a little thinner of a name, but good accumulation look in here. on this consolidation area right here. It's kind of, low volume, had earnings, but really since earnings, it's done very well. And now you see volume starting to dry up. So I like that a lot. That's AXNX. QFIN. So QFIN, again, tons of accumulation coming in here. Kind of a rough day on Friday, but overall, great accumulation. It may need a little bit of time just to chop around a little bit more, but it's definitely one I have my eye on, and potentially could go much higher. Right here, roughly, is the area to watch. Again, may chop around, may fill this little gap right there. Who knows? But we'll see. QFIN. CHX. So CHX broke out of this area. Again, this was a base. Somebody asked me do I always buy all-time highs? Well, if it bases long enough, then I don't, right? So it's got a base long enough, and then I would consider the breakout as a new breakout, and I kind of disregard if it's a year old or so and so forth. And this was a pretty good breakout. Came back, retested, increases conviction, and now it's moving higher. This is just a normal pullback within an uptrend to this point. I'm not worried about this volume right here all that much because it was quad witching, which increases volume across all names and indexes. So I'm not too worried. I like this volume right in here, and this volume in here, and this low volume right in here. I like all that. So CHX. Apps, broke out, consolidating, moving sideways in a tough market. Growth name moving sideways in a tough market. That says a lot, right? It's showing pretty good accumulation. So I'm definitely watching apps. APPS. Dynatrace broke out. Again, very similar to apps, and in a tough growth type sell-off, it's holding up very, very well. So it's definitely one I have my eye on. Next up is VUZI, VUZI. I mean, a sick amount of accumulation. It is extended now, so it's not one I could jump into yet. It should have probably been in it right in this area, but I'm not. So would love to see this, let the moving average catch up or move sideways, maybe consolidate, pull back a little bit on low volume. But that is a great looking volume profile right there, and I do like this one a lot. All right, 10-cent music. Big breakout on Friday on volume, and you see the 2 days of volume have been there pretty good. So I do like this one. Very easy place to manage risk against. Maybe a little bit extended from its moving averages, so it depends on your time frame and risk tolerance. But I do like this name if it can, especially if it comes back and can retest 29. That would be amazing. All right, so cruise lines look good, and we're going to go through a couple cruise lines real fast. So they had this breakout, and now it's kind of gone sideways. I mean, it looks like a nice accumulation in here. This is Royal Caribbean, RCL. Looks great. You'll see Carnival Cruise Lines, very similar look to it. Earnings coming up soon. Let's see, when was RCL's? Okay, so RCL has a little more time. And then Norwegian, NCLH. So the three major cruise lines, they all look pretty good. You have a little more time for NCLH2, Norwegian. This came back and kind of retested this area. So all the cruise lines to me look ready to go higher. And if nothing else, it's pretty good risk management, right? I mean, where you're wrong pretty easily in these names, which is kind of nice. So those are the cruise lines. All three look good. A couple more names here. TG Therapeutics. Again, I like this type of accumulation look to it. It's been stair-stepping higher. To me, this looks like it's just keep on going, right? Yeah, it looks pretty good right there. Again, I'm looking, zooming into this volume, you see that low volume pullback, big volume day. Low volume, big volume day. So I like this one, TGTX, ABB, which is, I believe it's an AI company, but I'm not 100% on that. Either way, this one you can see has been, this has been an area, forever, for a decade. And now finally, it's getting back above it. And look at all of this accumulation that's going on in this name. ABB looks amazing. Actually, I'm going to make a special note on this one. This has been accumulation throughout. Now it's making definitely almost all-time highs. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly, not quite all-time highs, but right there. Great looking name. Look at this. Oh, beautiful. All right, moving back to the daily chart. And WBT. This is well built. I believe they do heavy machinery, but I'm not 100% on that either. Either way, this has been an important area going back for a few years now, and we're right back on it. Let's watch how the consolidation happens here. Good accumulation volume coming in, and really has been for a while. Have some time until earnings, which is nice, and good risk reward, right? If it falls below 16 or even 15.50, right? This low, we'll call it. Then you'd be out. That's $1 risk for potential, $4 gain, 1 to 4. That's not bad. Next up, okay, let's talk airlines, right? So American Airlines, keeps going up, and nice consolidation here. Looks really good. United Airlines, similar look to it. Looks great. Delta, similar look. Looks good. JetBlue, JBLU, again, similar look, holding up really good. Alaska Air, ALK, looks good, similar look. So they all look pretty good. So instead of buying each one individually, you have an option to just buy the Jets ETF with, again, a similar look, good accumulation volume. This is a situation where I would consider the ETF over individual names, and also spreads out risk. So let's look at what's in the Jets ETF real quick. Actually, I don't know if this will show up on TradingView or not, but you see it's 11% American Airlines, 11% United Airlines, 10% Southwest, 10% Delta, 4% Spirit, 4% JetBlue, 4% Alaska, and so on and so forth. Has some Canadian names, has some Brazilian names, has some Chinese names, Japanese names, so on and so forth. So it's a diverse group of basket of airline stocks, and definitely something that you may want to consider. And that's Jets, the ETF. All right, moving on, FLR. Floor Corp, again, this has been a nice big base, trying to break out. This is what we'll call, maybe a retest. Volume is neither here nor there. So this one, again, is just about managing risk. If it gets below the 23-day, I'd be out of this one. But to me, this is just consolidating its breakout at this point. FTAI, nice big uptrend, huge accumulation volume, pull back right into the 23-day. Beautiful look to this chart, really. I love this one a lot. That's Fortress Transports. Moving on, RVLV. This one is just a good place to manage risk against. It broke out, consolidating up here. You had this big volume from earnings. It was up 9.5%, even though this looks like a red bar. So good volume, good accumulation. So everything looks good over there. So this would be the area I'd manage risk against. Air Lease, breakout from this big consolidation base. I think, is this all-time highs? Let's look. Yeah, all-time highs. So it's at it got to all-time highs, pulled back, retesting this area. Talk about great risk reward. You could put a few penny stop in there. Maybe the low of the day. The low was 47.62. So you put a 50-cent stop or so. Just below that level, and see what happens, right? Good risk reward. IQ, which was known at one time as the Netflix of China. I was involved with it back here, haven't been since, and it's made this gigantic base since 2018-19. So now what's happening? Well, it's trying to break out of this base again. Volume isn't there the way that I'd like to see it for the breakout, but price is the only thing that pays, and it's trying to break out. So definitely one to watch if you're not in it. But this would be the important area. We'll see what happens on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But if it continues higher, it's a good place to manage risk against. And another oldie but goodie, Bosch Health. Used to be Valiant Pharmaceuticals back in the day. And if you look at this, let's go way back. All right, so here's a weekly chart, right? And you see it went from $26 to $265, right? So huge move up and huge move down. Well, now it's kind of basing and starting to break out again. It's now at multi-year highs, right? And so this is definitely a place that you can manage risk against. Let's go back to a daily, and whether you want to manage it against this $30 level, $35, the $30.50 level, or the bigger level over here against the moving average. You see this, people are interested in this name again, so this one looks interesting. Bosch Health. All right, a couple short squeeze ideas. Love continues. The Lovesac company continues to look great, continues to have accumulation. The shorts are going to get beaten up. It's right at all-time highs. Everybody's underwater in this one. I think it's just a matter of time. Great looking chart. KLR is an interesting chart right here. Had a big up. Now it's pulled back into some kind of consolidation on lower volume. This one looks like it has a lot of potential. It looks like it was a SPAC originally. A lot of potential in this one. Again, big move up. So where would I manage risk against? Probably this $15 level or so. MRNS. This one is a pharmaceutical company, so there's some inherent risk in that. But when we look at it, it's been going sideways. Let's look at the volume. Pretty good volume day on Friday. Again, as it was coming back into this potential support, you see it drying up. That's kind of nice to see. Earnings out of the way. And above the 23-day EMA, trying to get to curl up. So nice place to manage risk is 1575 or so level. And last one is CONN. Again, big area of potential support. Came back, trying to retest it. As you can see, pretty good volume profile. Earnings in beginning of April, so just be aware of that. And that is what I have for you today. So 33 names, 4 of them being short squeeze opportunities. I hope this helps. Stay safe out there. Keep your relative strength names watch list on at hand. I hope you got some ideas. Let me know which ones you guys liked in this one. I appreciate that. And hopefully the bullish scenarios, hopefully it's inverse head and shoulders, pan out in the broader index QQQ. All right. Hope you all have a good week this day. Please like and subscribe. I do appreciate that. And take care.